Record all.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay,
All
okay.
right. Yeah. So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So, they say that age is just a number. You know how it is, how it goes. And Sreelesh has clearly proved it. In fact, because so, so he's actually, I mean, very inspiring runner. Someone who shows that it's never too late to start. And once you start, there's no looking back. A chemical engineer by profession and an entrepreneur. His passion for running began at the age of 48. I started in 41 actually, much before you. All right, then, and over the last 6 years, instead of aging, he's been reverse aging, just like all runners we do. And in a short span, he has completed multiple half marathons and full marathons, and most importantly, achieved something remarkable, completing the Comrades marathon back to back in 2024 and 2025. That's actually speaks volumes about his discipline and mindset and dedication. I've already shared his detailed profile with all of you, but now today, let's hear directly from him about his running journey and how it has influenced his professional life and, of course, his experience of running legendary Marathon. So let's welcome Srilesh. Thank you so much for doing this
Thanks,
for
Satish.
us. And Srilesh, if you can tell me, like how you started running actually. A few, I mean, little brief, then we come to
Yeah,
Comrades.
so what the way I have prepared this is actually, if you see the title, it's actually the journey of transformation.
Ah,
So the transformation is from zero, from nothing. So I think your answer would come in the couple of slides which are going to come now.
okay.
So if you allow me, I will take you through this journey, and most of your questions will be answered in that. But then if there is anyone who wants to stop me and ask questions, including you, sir, you want me to take me to a different direction, please feel to do that.
Okay, sure.
So thank you very much. Thank you. It's a great privilege. I am not no way close to a speaker or an inspirational, uh, you know, uh, talk deliver. So I don't do this. The only thing I have done in my life is giving sales presentation to my clients. So that's what I done. So this is new for me. I wanted to make it free flowing, more from my heart rather than a structured thing. But yeah, we need to make sure that we are on time. So I prepared certain things so that we don't go out of subject. So yeah, that's it. So let's get started. I hope you can all see my screen. I've shared the screen. Those who are on the mobile could be a little tough.
We can
Uh,
see clearly. Yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah, okay. So, there is a famous, coach. Everybody knows him, Coach Parry, and he always has a program of couch comrades. Most of the coaches have couch to 5K, couch to 10K, couch to FM. And my journey is very relatable that it is couch to comrade. And virtually it is so. So I will like to take you back about 6 years back, and I will, come close to the comrades at the middle part. So, as sir said, I think this is my first slide. It's never too late to start. The best day to start was yesterday. Yeah. So, if anybody says, I've delivered a talk to the Rotary Club and there were people sitting there about 60, 58. So, people say that now it's too late. It's a good talk you had, but it's too late. But it's not true. You know that, we have living legends like, you know, even Narayan sir and so many people who are plus 70, really inspiring all of us. So the best day was yesterday, and the next best day is today. So this is how I looked exactly 6 years back. Those who can see the picture,
I can't see the slide actually, Sreelesh. I don't know. I can't see the slide as well. ठीक है.
you can't see.
No slide. I'm not able to see. I don't know. ठीक है.
Others? What
I
about
We
the
can
can,
other?
see.
we can.
अच्छा, sorry. There is some problem here. ठीक
Yeah,
है.
maybe you need to, if you
Slide
are on
अच्छा.
a mobile, probably you may have to swipe back
Okay,
because
okay. Fine.
ये Nagarajan, go to the previous screen. Swipe, go to the previous screen where you
yeah.
can only see
Srilesh.
Yeah,
Understood. Okay,
yeah,
fine. ठीक
yeah,
है.
yeah.
Fine, thanks.
Go to the screen where you can see me. So then you
Understood.
will see the screen.
Fine,
Yeah,
fine.
correct. Thanks.
Maybe looking at your photo, you must have like confused, like
Yeah, so
where I
he thought that he is
stand.
in a different meeting. So here I was at the age of 48, weighing 70 plus kilos, no active lifestyle, absolutely slept through till 8 a.m., eat whatever came on my way. And the only thing which I was doing was work, work, work. And I was in sales. I was traveling all over India to begin with, then it was all over the world. So I think someone's microphone is not muted. If you can, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So my only marathon was at work because I used to work till I don't know, late evenings. No, not to care about the meal time. Skip lunch, skip dinner, skip breakfast was routine. So at some point, everybody thinks at some point, at this rate, if you go, probably you will not live longer. So what do you do? So I wanted to understand what I can do. So the best thing happened to me was, a local fitness club, by the name of Striders. At that time, Striders had the first Navi Mumbai, their franchisee was opened here. So I saw someone was doing some mat exercises on an open air in a amphitheater here. So I went and joined them. To cut the story short, I never knew that they are into marathon training. I thought it is, some fitness, and it was doing open air, so it was much better than going to a gym. So I went there, joined them for 2 days. But then I started, and then they gave me a form to fill up. So then I came home and I started looking in the internet, and then suddenly I found out that this is marathon training. So I said, I don't want to do marathon training. I just wanted to be fit, do a little bit of fitness. But at some point when they were doing these trials, they asked us to move around the Jewel of Navi Mumbai. I think Satish sir knows that place. It's a 2.6 kilometer loop. So we were asked to go around that, jog and come back so that your body is warm, so that you could do, the exercises what they want us to do. And that was my first run. So my first run was a 2.6 kilometer loop. It was difficult, no doubt. My shin was paining, my ankle was paining. It became, it was very difficult to understand that how can you run more than that ever. But that loop was my first, run. And then I started increasing it a little bit. It was not easy. The runs were not easy because I wanted to increase it to 5K at some point. But naturally, because you were not trained for it and you were not fit for it, I think more importantly, you were not fit for it. So I had all sort of a trouble, and then probably I decided this is not something I want to do. Probably I want to go back to gym, and the gym is where you will get the fitness. But somehow I decided to stay put. Some small improvements started to show when I was panting at 2 kilometers. Now I can do 3. So I started counting that as small improvements. So I decided to stay put. So that's how I began. And then obviously I want to fast track. I did my first 5K, and everybody who is sitting in this room understand your joy of when you finish your first 5K in your life. It was in Navi Mumbai. Then the first 10K, then came the first half marathon. All of these things happened in the second half of 2019. Uh, and I was really going very strong. I did a lot of back-to-back half marathon. I felt that I'm really into it, and maybe it's the right time to get into a full marathon. But then, all of us know what happened in 2020. COVID had other plans, so we all were shunted back to our house. So I could not do that. Finally, after 2 years, 2 long years, I did my first, uh, you know, full marathon in Vasai Virar. And I was very happy that, and I did it without any coaching or any training, all by reading myself and training myself. There was no coach at that time. I finished, I would call it a decent finish because I finished without an injury. So no cramps, no hitting the wall. I did very slow and steady and did it in 4:41. So that was my first full marathon. And then obviously the Tata Marathon called you into in 1 month, exactly 1 month. So within 35 days of my first full marathon, I did my Tata first TMM. And everybody knows that, why we love TMM because of the running along some of the iconic landmarks of our own Mumbai. So it was actually a good feeling to have that. So that was my background, and somehow something hit me. I started enjoying the running, the joy of running, I call it. It becomes a meditation for me. Most of the time, you are alone. You guys know that I am in Navi Mumbai. Most of the time, I am all by myself. I don't have a group. Somehow, I developed that, a habit of running myself. It is more of a thinking. It helps me in my business, in my decision making processes, the sunrises, the fresh airs, quiet streets, all of these. Obviously, then it also helped to have a lot of running friends. Discipline and peace was coming slowly, so he just got sucked into that ecosystem of these returns which are coming back from running, not only that pleasure of running but also something other than that in your life. And somehow, in September 2023, I made a big decision of calling Satish sir. I was very nervous because I said I want to do Comrades. I did a lot of research, and all of us know that, when it comes to Comrades, who is the person to go to. So I gathered my courage to call him. And the first question he asked is, Sreelesh, how many FM you did? So I said, sir, two. I said two, and then he asked me the time. So I said, sir, around 4:45, 4:41, 4:45. So those of you know at that time the Comrades, the cutoff or the qualification criteria was 450. So it is now 5 at that time. So I was just about at the borderline. So it was a big, brave decision at that time, just with 2 FM. You wanted to become an ultra runner, that too 90 kilometers, Comrades, with a lot of, you have never seen anything above 42 in your life. But I think, sir, somehow encouraged me. I think I still remember, sir, you told me one thing at that time is, Srilesh, you called me, good thing is you called me early. So that means you are preparing for 2024 Comrades, but you called me in September 2023. So he was very confident that since I called up early, there is enough time for to prep me to get into that, provided I stick to the training and stuff like that. So that's how it started, and the rest is history. You have long runs, early mornings, endless learning, balance between work, family, and training. We'll go through that a little bit. I have few slides on that. But then it completely changed you when you sign up for Comrades. It really changes your because you are stepping up. You are now an ultra runner, or you are aspiring to be an ultra runner. So your life actually changes. So I don't want to go through so much of this because you guys are already there. Some of you have already run your first Comrade. Some of you are going to run your first Comrade. There is no need for me to tell you why Comrades. You already have signed up for that. But what I wanted to touch up is there is something special about Comrades. There are so many ultra runs in the world, in India, much more tougher, much more challenging. But Comrades by itself stands out. It stands out because of the legacy. It's all of you know that next year it is going to be 100th year. So I don't think there is any other race in the world who can boast of having 100-year legacy. So it's definitely one of the toughest. There's no question about it. It's a course of relentless hills. I think Satish sir might have told you that the entire course is called a valley of thousand hills. So there is 5 major hills, but there is n number of unnamed hills you will be tackling. So it's a relentless hills. It's a deadline is very, very strict. You have nowadays you have a lot of ultra marathon with intermittent cutoff. But when it started, it was probably the only ultra marathon with intermittent cutoff. So intermittent cutoffs are very challenging because you are actually not only thinking about finishing, but you are also trying to finish what I should do in the next 1 hour or 2 hours. So that makes it more than more difficult. And obviously, the finish brings you to the next level. The glory, the medal. I think people who have achieved it will understand. Once you finish Comrades, you become a completely different league. People look up to you as someone who have achieved something. You can do 50 full marathon, you can do all such things, Ooty Ultra, Kalimpong Ultra, you can do all the ultra hell race. But then suddenly, if somebody looks at you and you recognize you that you are a comrade runner, you suddenly feel that room, really gives you a lot of respect. So that is something which is what you are actually going to understand, especially the first time runners. So why comrades? Everybody knows about it. So then, okay, so my, Tata marathon was done. That is itself was my qualification. I think I did it in 4:39 or something. So that was my qualification. So then you enter the dark world of ultras. It's called dark world because that is an area where you have never been. So my first real ultra marathon was Tata Ultra in 2025 February. Sorry, 2024 February. And finishing that was amazing. Like it gives you a lot of pleasure in understanding that you can now your body can take you from 42 to 50. And I did it quite well, actually. If you really see my timings at that time, a sub 6 in my first 50 was quite good. Although we did not target anything, Satish sir always tells you that any training runs which you do from February to May is everything about your training. So you don't have to worry about your timing. I'm sorry. So without any pressure, I could do a 5:54. Obviously, sir took us through majority of the race I was running with sir. So Tata Ultra, February done. Then you move forward to the next level. So March comes. I'm sorry.
That time we had that 65. We organized that run,
Yeah.
Lavasa.
Yeah, so March comes and you slowly get into up your game. So you go to 56, you go to 65. So we did Kalimpong, we did a Lavasa run. So two races we did 65, one in Lavasa and one in Kalimpong, and then we ended up with a 56-kilometer run in Saptashangi in Nasik in May. So that means every month you have one ultra, and in between you have a mileage to do, a chunk of mile to do. I'll show you my mileage chart. You will understand. So you are never, away from mileage. You are always mileage. Even if you are, if the race is up, 65-kilometer race is up, just before that week, you have a nice mileage. You probably taper only 3, 4, 5 days. That's it. There is not enough time for you to think that, oh, I have to run at 65 kilometers, so I'll go for a gradual, tapering down. So you are actually always with a very high mileage. So then,
I just before you
yeah,
go to that, like if you
yeah.
can tell me, like how you used to cope up with your work and this mileage and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was not easy. It was very difficult. But I think if I look back, I understand that there was a lot of determination. Once you decide you want to do that, I think everything else falls through. In fact, now I cannot even think about not traveling and not having to socialize and no time for probably for any of the Saturday, Sunday family get-togethers. All of these things. But I think over time, we have this one focus point. So everything else, and a lot of that credit goes to the family, friends, business who actually supported me in that process because it would not have been possible without them because they really understood this needs something. I used to go to sleep at 8 o'clock So people who used to come to my house at 8:30, my sister sometimes they come at 8:30. I said, "Where is he?" I said, "No, I." She said, "No, he's sleeping inside." 8 o'clock. So I think slowly they understood. This man has to get up tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and you'll have to do probably a 36 or a 26. So I think the ecosystem around you then support you. I think all of you will understand that. That is one of the reasons why when you finish, you become very emotional. And that emotion actually comes from all the sacrifices you do, nothing else. Yes, obviously, खुशी के आंसू तो है ही है, but ultimately, for once you think what you have done in the last 4 5 months and how much sacrifice you have done, your loved ones have done, and people around you has really supported you. And actually, that emotion is basically for them. We have seen some of the toughest people breaking down after after finishing the so everything comes. You just rewind your 4 months or 5 months of journey, and then you start getting a little emotional. So yeah,
But when you look back, do you
yeah.
think that, I mean, so much of mileage is required now, back to back you have done? Do you think you
I
require
said,
mileage?
no, I think you have never pushed us too much. I think a 1200, 1300 mileage is something which really, helped me. Because if you really see me, my both the runs, our target was 11:30 and we did it in 11:34, 11:36. And it was majorly incident free. There was not a single moment where I had a stop, I had a cramp, or I hit a wall, I have to sit down, eat something. So if you see, both of my runs were absolutely smooth. It and touch wood, it went very smooth. And I feel that that's probably because of the mileage you put in.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a fine line between doing too much and doing just enough. I think, but you will hit that. You will understand. I think that's where Satish sir comes. He knows if you are 11:30 man, you do this. If you are a 10:30 man, you do this. And if you're looking for 9:30, you do this. I think he understand that. There is a say that at the end of the training, Satish sir predicts your time very well, and that's true. He knows you by the end of the May that you're good for this, you will do this. And most of the time, people end up with that very precisely. That's because of the mileage you put in. Okay, so if I just wanted to give you a brief, I think this will be some people would be interested in this. So, we used to keep a track. I think all of you should do it. You should keep a track of your mileage. It's very important. I'm sure that Satish sir keeps for all of you, but I used to keep that separately in my computer. Every month, every week after week, I used to keep on adding up, and we used to have talks with sir about it. So I marked, the green ones are basically the big ultras which we did. Okay, in January there was no ultra, so that was TMM. In February, if you look at week 4, there was a 50. In March, you can see there was a 65. I think that was Kalimpong. Again in April, we have 65, which is Lavasa, or maybe it is either way, I don't know, but it is either Lavasa or Kalimpong. And then you have 57 in the month of May. So the green ones are the marked ones are the ultras. But what I want you to look at is the red ones which are marked, the red squares. And that's where, that's an important factor of our training, which Satish sir has a unique way of training. I think some of you would have now started that a little bit, but you will, as you go, you will find that that's only going to get better. So if anybody tells me, just look at, you know, let's say, let's look at May. On a Saturday, I ran 26 kilometer, and on the Sunday, you ran 35 kilometer. If anybody would tell that to you in January that you have to do that, I would not have, believed that I can do that, because this never it has happened. But if you see from February onwards, Sir has started incorporating these weekends with the back-to-back running. So the back-to-back running essentially works in this way. On Saturday, sir gives you basically tempo runs, which are not really, threshold tempos, 70-80% of your threshold tempos, but not a slow run. So you really put in some effort, 70-80% of effort. So you are pretty much tired at the end of it. And then you have a Sunday where you get up and you go on the rolling hills for anything starting from the first week, it was 21, and then it will go to 34, it will go to 26, 36. So depending upon your mileage, sir will tweak it for you. What essentially means that when you are running on the rolling hills, which is essentially replicating the the Comrades elevation, how you perform on a tired leg, because the previous day you ran a tempo run, a decent kilometer, sometimes 20, sometimes 25, sometimes 18. So you are already good, very well tired, and then you get up. And now again, please understand that all of this training run happens in summer. So you don't have the luxury of starting that late. So if it's a 36 run, a kilometer run, I will probably start at 3:34, considering the humidity in Mumbai, and I think it's the same in Calcutta or anywhere else. So there is no way you can start a hill run 36 at a pace of probably 7:30, 7:20, 7:30 pace. So you're going to take well over 4 hours to do that, 4.5 hours to do that. So that's not possible if you start at 6 o'clock, because then you have 10:30, 11 finish. So you again get up at 4, which means that your sleep is also not really ideal. So you need to make sure that you go to sleep early enough so that you get minimum 6 to 7 hours of sleep. So you have to have dinner before that. So all of these things actually in these 3-4 months, essentially 4 months after the TMM, it really makes you, it changes you, it transforms you. That's what I want to tell you with this slide. So by the time you start in January after the TMM, and by the time you start tapering in the first week of or last week of May, you are a transformed runner. There is no question about it. Whatever be your starting point, you could be a 3:30 FM runner or a 4 FM runner. This is a different cup of tea. This is a different transformation which you do. Yeah. So we did a total month. I'm talking about the uprun. So this is an uprun. So your next race is uprun. So we did a 1,200 kilometer mileage from Jan to May. This is what was prescribed to us. So if you see here, approximately 230, 270, 250, 260 type of a month we have after the January run is concerned. Any questions on this? Anybody wants to interrupt, please go ahead and ask questions on this. Sir, any point on this?
Anyone's got any questions? सत्यजीत थोड़ा सा म्यूट कर दो. एनी क्वेश्चंस एनीबडी? सत्यजीत भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकता है, प्रॉब्लम.
सर नो नो
देख के बहुत अच्छा लगा रादर.
या somebody. What, Anand?
sir, no question, but I think so. There have been few talks like one-to-one with Sreelesh. जब हम लोग रन करते थे वापस आते थे, this back to back Sunday, Saturday and Sunday. I think so. It's very unique, to be very precise. मतलब it has helped me a lot. I think so, because I have never ever run, or I have never ever thought also कि आई एम रनिंग ऑन सैटरडे तो संडे भी रन करने का, नहीं, कभी नहीं. हम लोग के लिए सिर्फ यही था कि वी रन ऑन संडे लॉन्ग बस, और रेस्ट ऑन मंडे. बट देन आई थिंक सो वी नेवर रन सैटरडे संडे, एंड इट हैज हेल्प्ड me at least a lot. I think so. The newcomers who are running this year as well, I think so. It will be the game changer. That's what I want to
Confidence builder
tell
also,
everyone.
like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is. It is. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Sorry, Anand. Yeah. That's what it makes lots of difference. True. I mean, see, we human beings, I mean, really, I will say, tell you, like, all of us, there is no limit what we can achieve. Only thing is we got to explore gradually, got to explore it. I've seen it in multi-days runs also, where I could go to Mumbai to Satara. I used to run in that hot sun, in that weather. And I've seen that. I was thinking, like, is it possible? But I have to go that way. It was, mindset was I have to go.
Yeah.
So I did it, it's the end of the day. So tell me, Srilesh, that There also you get little bit of heat, no? Comrades maybe.
Yeah. So, you guys are going
This
to
heat
run.
also, weather also.
Yeah,
At the same time, you tell me like 11:30 के लिए
yeah,
what pace they have to go, and on the hills में कैसा कर जाना चाहिए, downhill कैसे जाना चाहिए, where they have to, what type of target they have to keep, halfway में कितना कैसा, like, how you did it. If you
yeah,
can share those are things also, like, because I know Srilesh, before you start,
yeah.
in between I think 60 का आसपास मैंने देना आप लोगों को छोड़ दिया, तो आप सबको लेके गए थे,
I
you
know,
know.
I know.
And
Yeah,
and whenever I used to, like, pacing, I used to do, always I used to call Srilesh because he used to keep all the pacing. नहीं
yeah,
सर
yeah,
बराबर जा रहा है अपन, ये पेस में जा रहे हैं, ये pace. I used to, like, blindly used to go. So
yeah,
I used to always ask you. So, little bit of, if you can explain them about how you did it, your pacing and all the stuff, and whether
yeah.
also, like, yeah.
Yeah, the upper upper is, I would say, relatively easy.
Ah,
So many people ask me this question, after doing both, which was difficult. Upper is relatively easy. Yes, you are climbing a lot, maybe, about a 600 meters difference between down and up. But, upper is less, impactful on you. So the down run is more. So down run you end up with pain, and up run you recover very fast after the run. Let me put it that way. Now each one of these race has different climatic condition when you start and when you finish. So let's talk about up run, because that is what sir's question is. So when you are doing this up run, you're starting from Durban and you're going up to Peter Marisburg. Now, during the day, the temperature changes because there is, you are running almost close to, a runner like me runs almost close to 12 hours, 11:30. So you will go through probably three types of, climate. Like you have an early morning, a little bit of chill, and then slowly the sun comes out. And by the time you reach Drummond, which is halfway, the sun is probably at the peak, and then you go down, go up again, slowly the mountains will get a little chilly, and by the time you finish it will be again chilly. So your body actually goes through a different temperatures. And like sir said in many times, it's nowadays becoming very, very difficult to actually predict what can happen. So almost you can rely on technology, like how much is the weather temperature while starting, and how much is midway, and how much is ending. But last time I tell you, the temperature has changed dramatically the previous day. So it's very difficult, and I think that is what we ultra runners are meant to be. Throw things at us and we take it. Rain, sun, chilly things. Yes, you need to be largely protected, but many times, you decide on the course, like, it's too warm. I need to throw my jacket out, or I need to take my gloves out. That's something you can do. Now, coming back to the pace, I think what we have done is at that time, sir, we had a very nice calculation that every cutoff we plan to reach at least 30 to 45 minutes early, so that we have enough time with us. So all the five cutoffs were there. I think if I remember correctly, the first cutoff was in 21 at that time, 21 to 26 at that time. So we had, probably 3.5 hours with us to reach the first cutoff. So we did it comfortably, 45 minutes. So we kept a target. So the idea is to make sure that the moment you start seeing a hill, you start walking, and then you don't do a mindless walking. So you walk fast, and at some point, you feel good, you did a little bit of jogging and again walk. So a hill can be divided into, walk jog, and some people who really wanted to walk the entire hill, you can do that. But please understand that if every hill you start only walking, you will never finish, because there is something which we also have to keep it in mind, that there are water stations, aid stations, number of aid stations, 40 to 42 aid stations. Each aid station, a minute spent will add 45 minutes to your time. That is something many people make a mistake of. Whenever they see an see, we have this tendency, whenever we see a aid station, we say, "Bhai, abhi thoda relax kar lete." But you may have to skip a few aid station. fill your water bottle and skip one or two aid stations. So aid station timing has to be calculated, walking time has to be calculated, and jogging time has to be calculated. So you have to do in a balanced way that you achieve that 11:30 or 10:30, whatever is your target. Sir will give you a very nice pace chart. Please go through that, please memorize that. And I have the habit of taking a printout of that and laminate that and fold it and keep it in my pocket. It's a good habit to have, because a very, very long run, very long run. You're running throughout the day. It's much easy for you to keep things in your pocket rather than thinking, always racking your brain, what am I doing? Another one point which I want to mention is, whenever sir gives you a pace chart, calculate the average pace of that. So we know that to complete the race in 12 hours time, it is roughly 750, 757. So just under 8. But nobody will target 12, right? We need to target, even the novices will target 11:30. So that could be, I don't know, 740ish or something like that. So keep that average pace on your watch, on the screen of the watch. Please program your watch to make sure that the average pace shows on in your watch. That's a very nice indication that what are you doing, because it could happen that at times the average goes down and up depending upon the hill which is coming. But good time into the 25 30 kilometers, you will know that you are well within that range, touching distance of that. Because if you are below that, then you know that you may have to do miracle at the end to sprint and stuff like that, which you don't want to do. So you need to avoid that. So that pretty much is the pacing. So I think I'm not prepared this presentation for the pacing, because I'm sure that sir will give you individual pacing chart, and depending upon what you want to achieve and what is going to be your mileage about it. But the key factor is divide the 12 hours or 11:30 into 5 or 6 zones, and try to achieve each of these cutoff, have a strategy for that. What should be my next strategy? Okay, I have to reach now 44, or Drummond. So I will reach Drummond by, let's say, 5.5 or 5:15 or 5:45. So if you have the target, so your targets are divided into like half marathon, like every 25 kilometer you have a target, so that I will do 42 in this time, then I'll do 50 in this time, then I'll do 65 in this time, and then I'll do 80 in this time, and then I go for a push if I'm well between 80 to 90. So these things needs to be sliced into small packages, which is very important. Nobody can memorize what you're supposed to do in 12 hours. So slice that into small packages, memorize that, and keep a pacing chart in your back pocket or wherever you can, and make sure that that is being referred to at times. That really helps. Yeah. So the journey continues. I wanted to talk about. So ultimately, you stood up in front of, and I think this is a goosebump moment for those who have not done that. I know Nagarajan and team. This is going to be very, very interesting when you really stand there, wherever you are. Obviously, I have a picture of the elite standing in front. We will be, much behind them. But that is a special thing. You are uh, along with 23,000 international athletes standing there, and you really think, and I've seen people really having goosebumps. There are certain people whom I interviewed started telling that I actually cry in the starting line, not at the finishing line. So here again, the emotions go through, because you are going to be there for some time. You reach early there to make sure that you are well rested and be there. So a lot of emotions go through that. You're praying, you're thinking about all the training runs you put together. So that's a very nice feeling to be there. So for me, I never doubted myself, because I had a strong belief in my training. So believe in your training. Make sure that there is nothing you can do now. You are on the start line. You have already reached. Showing up is 80%. So you have already done your 80%. You just have to go and grab the medal now. That's why people tell that, training is the hardest thing to do. And then, the flow, the flow is amazing in this. When I mean the flow, the 23,000 people are filling the road, and they are always someone or the other, some or the other group is. You're never alone in this. You must have done many ultras where a large part of your ultras, you are all by yourself. We have seen it many times, even in Kalimpong, even in Goa Ultra when we had, even in for that matter Tata Ultra in the earlier period, a lot of runners were running alone actually. But here in Comrades, that's the biggest advantage. You have crowd support from both the sides throughout the course of 90 kilometers, but right in the middle of the road, you just have to look around for support. You will have someone or the other in lining up with you. You're always with the group. If you miss sir's bus or your colleague's bus, sometimes, you may think that, we will run in tandem. But at some point, your colleague had a bad day, or he wants to go to the loo, or something happens, and you are all by yourself. You think that now, don't panic. You don't need to panic because you are always with legendary runners along with you. The good thing about Comrades is you can read at the back like how many Comrades finishing they have done. So you can actually stick with them many times. You can talk to some unknown people. That makes sure that your nervousness goes away. So it's a nice feeling to have it. And yes, this is the same thing which I did for the down run. Slightly higher, mileage. That was not by design. It just happened. We were all in good form, and sir decided to push us a little bit further. But generally, 1100 to 1200 mileage is what 1130 runner looks at. Even 1130 runners looks at.
But
And that's the
this is including your walking also.
yeah. It
Most, yeah,
includes
yeah,
walking, everything.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
correct. Yeah. So I did my, down run. This is my up run finish. When you finish, that's one word which comes to you is humble. It teaches you a lot of things. It really, as sir said, the human body is amazing. What it can do uh, is amazing. But then what stops it from doing is the mind. So it's mind over matter. So if you can control the mind, which is constantly asking you to stop, why are you doing this? Even during the training, I want to tell you very, frankly here, during the training, you will go through ups and downs. It's like a, mental cycle. At some point, you will get frustrated. You'll feel that, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Am I doing too much? And I don't think any of the runners, most of the runners will have small niggles. Because we are putting in so much mileage, at some point you will have a calf pain or a ankle pain or a knee pain. It keeps coming. These are signs the mind is taking from you and asking you to stop. You can't do this, and you have to work in such a way that you overcome that thought. So your only way you can do this is by looking at this picture. This picture, the finished picture, is what you should start visualizing in your mind. That moment when I'm going to do it. Once you have that fixed in your mind, everything else falls in place. You will not allow your mind to pull you back. Your body is amazing, but the mind is pulling you back. Mind is telling, listen, your knee is paining. If you continue, if you're going to do 36 tomorrow, your knee will be now bad. But then your mind says, if you say that no, I'm going to do it, because if I don't do it, I may not probably perform the way I wanted to do it. Everything falls in place. So please, visualize these images, unbelievable, scenes which you have never gone through in your life. You have finished many marathons, many ultra, but finishing Comrades marathon is next level. It makes you feel really special. It's emotional. As I told you, most of the people, cry, men cry, and all the emotions start flowing, and then you feel, it's a sense of blankness. For next 1 hour, you're almost like blank. You don't know what hit you. So it's a Absolutely. You would want to do the Comrades only for this feeling, I bet. And the down run, again, we finished the down run was 3 kilometers more than the up run. So generally this happens. The up run will be shorter. Most of the time it will be shorter. So you will try to see that, just a minute. Just a minute, please hold on.
In the meantime, if you all have any questions and all that, you can keep it ready. You can ask him. I think Kawal also there, no?
Ye-
Yeah, Kawal.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
You can ask him any questions are there.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeelam, Nagraj.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. देखो उसका भी माइलेज देखो कितना है आप लोग को कम दिया मैंने
Come there.
Sorry. Yeah. So the down run generally is longer for some reason, 2-3 kilometers extra. But despite 91, it's close to 91 kilometer last time when we did it. We finished in 11:36. So my up run time was 11:34. And that was more or less the planning. 11:30 was the plan. So it's special because if you do back to back, everybody knows the if a debutant finish a back to back, you get a third medal, which is the back to back medal. So I strongly recommend that for the people who are doing it first time. It's a very special feeling to have a back to back medal because it actually tests you both because although you are running on the same route up and down, it's believe me, it is completely different feeling. Running up is a different feeling and running down is a different feeling. It tests you in a different way. Running down has a lot of challenges. You start from Petermarisburg at a very cold morning. Many times the temperatures are sub 10, sub 11. So you have to layer and you have to throw that out one by one. And then as you come down, you have a lot of pressure on your quads, your glutes, and as you finish coming down to Durban, again the humidity will start hitting you because you're coming close to the sea. So it's a completely different feeling. So I would strongly suggest, to get the best of both of that will really give you a good feeling. So I just wanted to summarize now with respect to what I learned. I think this is what probably we can spend some time. Uh, I told you already, discipline beats motivation. The mind gives up before body does. I already talked about that. I wanted to recommend, I think everybody knows that the training plan, sir defines training plan based on you as a person, individual. We are very lucky that we have a coach who is done the maximum comrades in India. So we are in the right hands. So when we are in the right hands, the best thing to do is switch off your mind and just start following. So follow the training plan to the T, believe in the process. When sir says, like Anand says now, when sir says you have to do this back to back, sir knows what he is doing. So make sure that you don't apply your mind, don't try to question. You will find a friend of you, being trained by some other coach has a different way of coaching. There are many coaches they don't have this back to back. There are some coaches who will have a morning run and an evening run. So don't get into all these things. Switch off your mind, don't apply your mind, just follow the training plan to the T. I also told you that what looks impossible in January will look comfortable in April, May. That's very true. I think you, Nagarajan, and all by now, you know that you have already done your first ultra, and now March you have done your second one. So April, May. By the time you do your fourth ultra, you will understand that who you were a very good FM runner, sub 4, but now you've transformed into a very good ultra runner in 4 months' time. So if somebody has to tell you that earlier, you will not believe it. So you have to go through that process to understand that transformation. Please never miss your strength training. We know that mileage is very, very important. Most of the people make this mistake that I just have to run. And if you don't do the strength training in between, the chances of injuries are multifold. So please make sure that the strength training program, whatever you do it, whether you do it in the gym, whether you do it in the, in your home, with the trainer, without trainer, please make sure that you do your strength training. Do not miss your strength training. Extremely important, because these races actually test you after 60, 65. Believe me, because you run only 65 in your training runs. So beyond 65, a lot of that is mind, but unknowingly, what is going to take your body along is your strength. Your core strength, your glute strength, your calf strength. All of these things can be manipulated in this 4 or 5 months of a very good structured strength training. So wherever you are going for strength training, please continue. Please do not take the excuse of, I'm running too much, so I can have a less strength training. Please have this strength training going. And I think it has helped me much. Be around the positive minded people. There is always people around you who will doubt you. I have had a school group, which they know nothing about running, but they see my status and they said that no, this is something, it's too much at this age, you can't do it, you should not do it, your knee will get damaged and things. So be with the right positive frame of mind people, and your tribe really matters. So whom you are going to mingle around in the next 2, 3 months really matters. Don't be with the people who pull you down in terms of your ability. Somebody's mic is unmuted. So be with the right frame of mind. Start which I think I already told you. This is something which I learned from, our own Vijay Nair. I looked up to him as very close to me. Like, he was also a slow runner like me, did a lot of things. And Vijay always used to tell that start from the day one, start looking at that final finishing moment in your mind. If you have that printed in your mind, you will do it. There is no question about it, because throughout your run, that is going to run you. So
Yeah.
visualize that finishing line early during the training. That makes you.
Nagarajan, please mute
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you visualize that finishing line
Cover
from the
also.
training day itself, some people will think that why in January I have to think about the finishing. That's but start thinking about it. You have a lot of YouTube videos. You will go through a lot of this type of calls with many legend people, like Dr. Oak was there last time. Many people, sir, will bring now many more people into it. So start visualizing, how they did that. That's why I put that picture of the finishing line in that. So never doubt yourself. You keep speaking to yourself, you got this one, because I told you during the training, you always will feel there are ups and downs in your mind process. So you will be down in 1 month and you'll be doubting yourself, can I do this? I have this niggle injury, will it go away by the time I reach the start line? So you need to keep on telling that I got this one, I got this one, I have this one. And obviously, you will never regret the sacrifice. We do a lot of sacrifice. There is no question about it. I missed a lot of my business trips, pleasure trips, those parties and those drinking sessions and everything what we really normally do, we miss in this 4 or 5 months for some good reason, because we are doing that. But you will never regret that, because once you finish, comrade, you are in a different league. I already mentioned you, and you will see that when you finish. You will be flooded with felicitations. You will be looked up to you in your community in a different way. Your society, your friends, your office, your colleague, everybody will start looking up to you. Oh, this man has done something unreal. So please soak into that, and that's what is awaiting you. Some tips about the race days and the days leading to it, again from my experience. Take tapering very seriously. So when it comes to tapering, when the tapering happens, many times people, are at the highest peak, so because when the tapering starts when you're at the peak and then you have to go down. Now, many people don't listen to sir, and then they try to, sir says 10, they will do, 15 karega to kya hoga? 12 karega to kya hoga? 13 karega to kya hoga? So tapering, you should take it very seriously. It really is a very scientific process where your body has peaked and now you need to rest to make sure that on the race day, your legs are fresh. So it's very important. Take it very seriously. Follow what Sir says. Sir says this is your last run. This is your last hill run. Sir will tell you. And Sir will tell you this is your last hill repeats. And Sir will tell you, okay, this is now your speed sessions. So please follow that. And speed sessions are generally very short. You will think that आज कुछ किया नहीं है 7 किलोमीटर में 6 किलोमीटर में घर में आ गया. So don't try to overdo it. Make sure that you stay within that. Rest well before the race day. I think everybody knows. But there is something which can go wrong here is because you're going abroad. There is an extra added danger of you're going to a third country where the climate is different, the food is different, the travel makes you feel tired. So my recommendation is when you go to the expo, you try to plan if you can go to the expo on Thursday. Thursday is a nice time to go to expo because the expo is relatively, rush free at that time. And Friday onwards, people start coming in, and the locals will also start coming in. It will be full. And unknowingly, and the expo is huge, massive. You have never, I bet you have never seen an expo as big as this in your life. I'm talking about a marathon expo. So there is always a chance that unknowingly you will keep walking kilometers and kilometers inside the expo. Easily you can spend morning to afternoon, evening time in the expo. So it's much better that you go on a Wednesday to South Africa, rest well, go to expo on Thursday, so you have 2 good days to rest. Again, we are going to stay in a beachfront hotel most of the time. I think I'm sure this time too. So fantastic beachfront. It's like our Marine Drive, very famous Durban beachfront. So there are a lot of running clubs there. There are a lot of international runners there. There are local guys there. So it's full of activity. If you go there early morning, you feel like there is a carnival going on. So there is a chance that you can get drawn into this carnival, and whatever they do, you think that is good for us also. So there is, they have this shakeout run. Some people run 5, some people run 10, some people sprint. Don't get into any of these things. Go by what Sir says. There will be one run which Sir generally organizes. All of Indian contingent will come together for a very very short run. Do that, but don't do anything on Saturday. Don't do anything majorly on Friday. During this period, make sure that you are hydrating very well, eating very well. Fortunately, the end-to-end logistic is being taken care, so you are very well treated in terms of having familiar food, because food is a very big part of your, leading up to the race. What care? So eat well, hydrate well. I got these issues. Before the race, I get to get really nervous, and if I'm alone in my room, I probably get more nervous. So it's but you have a group of people. The whole RWS team will be staying together in one place, or your friends. You may have a roommate. So be with them. Make sure that you have jovial time with them, so that it calms your nerves. Make sure that you are free of any tension before you go. Every time you go to Durban before the race, make sure that what is the purpose of I coming? I am not come here for shopping. I'm not come here for sightseeing. I've come here to run the race of my life. Many people do this mistake. They book a taxi or a bus and they go for sightseeing one day before. They go for shopping. Don't do any of these things. Your purpose is very clear. You came to Durban to run a race. After the race, you have plenty of time to do whatever you want to do. You can go for sightseeing, you can go for shopping, you can do many things. But before the race, stay focused and be in the hotel most of the time, within the vicinity of the hotel, not going too much traveling and stuff like that. And one more thing which I forgot to add is don't go for the recce. There is a route recce bus. We would not recommend going for that because that itself is tiring. It's a 90-kilometer recce. So don't book that. Some people do, some coaches recommend that. I think Satish sir generally says don't do that. There is no point in seeing those hills one day before the race. It's not going to help you. So no, don't go for that. It's tiring. So just stay back to your hotel, enjoy with your group, friends, spend good time, relax in the beach front if you want to go out for a nice, walk in the beach or something like. But be, very close by. Race day, everybody knows don't eat, drink anything which you are not trained with. The added disadvantage here is people from the side will keep on offering you drinks, sandwiches, food. None of these things, you have trained with. So unless and until you are in a dire strait where you have hit the wall and you need something to eat, please refuse, say thank you, move on. Absolutely no drinks. They offer you from water to tequila. That's the range. Anything in between you get. You get beer, you get wine, you get water, you get tequila. So make sure that say nice, thank you very much, move on. Do not pick up anything from the side stalls. Make sure that you have trained with your electrolyte. So official electrolyte drinks, what they give there is very close to the fasten up and other electrolyte which we generally use. We have really seen it that is scientifically it's very close to what we are. So that's very safe. So have that and make sure that you have a bottle with you always because they give you in pouches and the pouches are, you need to tear it off with your teeth and probably you can squeeze it in your bottle and then run. So that's how it is. And enjoy the crowd. There is absolutely no other race where you have throughout the course 90 kilometer there is people around you. They'll be calling you by names because you have name at the back. They'll call you by India because you have an Indian jersey. There's a large diaspora of Indians in South Africa. In fact, that is the majority is Indian. So when the moment they see you an Indian jersey, they start screaming. So soak in that. So there is a fine line between soaking in that and getting, dancing with them and enjoying there with the drink. Take the best from there, take the energy and move on. Say thank you if you can. When they call out your name, at least make sure that you say thank you, look at them or wave and move on because that really adds up to your energy. Sometimes when you're really down, if somebody call you by the name, can really make a big difference in your next few steps and kilometers. So go with the flow. It's a lot of people on the road. So you'll always make sure that there are someone or the other next to you. So, all of these things will, for me, it was impact beyond running, I call it, because running really helps you in terms of your fitness and endurance and all these things. But it also brings something which is not really running. It gives you health wise, focus, relationship. I probably have made more. Yeah, Surdeep, you have a question. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so Silas bhai, I wanted to know about your own nutrition during the race.
During the race. Okay. So I trained with the gels always. So it's personal. Don't take it as a standard. So I have a gel every 1 hour of running. And make sure that I have the electrolytes in between. So I continued the same thing. I had enough gels with me. And whenever there is potato and whereas there were chips, I used to pick up that a little bit of that. But that was very less, probably towards 60, 65 onward. But probably till 65, every hour I taking a gel was my nutrition part. So fast enough, I had carried a little bit by I never used it in case I don't see it because their electrolyte was equally good. So I was taking their electrolyte and my gel every 1 hour. That was my strategy.
So, did you use salt tablets also or only gels?
No, I did not use it all. I had that with me, but I have not used it. Used it.
Right. So
Yeah,
you
fortunately,
carried.
I never had a complaint of cramps leading up to the training period also. So I thought that earlier days in my earlier running times, I was prone to cramping. So I used to use regularly salt tabs. But although I have it in my pocket, I hardly used it.
So you had carried almost 8 to 10 gels with you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Shilesh, I have a question
Yeah.
in connection to what Sudrit just asked you.
Yeah.
So, is it recommendable, like, though you did not use the salt tablets and you because you never had cramps, but it's a very opposite case with me. But
Okay.
would you suggest that advisable that we can take salt capsules, or
Yes,
one
yes,
should
yes,
avoid?
yes. If you are prone to, if you have a history of cramp,
Correct.
I would say taking it, preventively will help. So
Yeah.
you can take a tab every 1 hour, one tab
Mm.
on a preventive basis. You can do it.
Correct. Correct.
At the
Okay.
end of the day, you will probably take 10 to 11 tabs. Anyway, this is what
Right.
I would
Yeah.
recommend. It's
Yeah.
nice because it is not, you don't get the feel of the tablet
So
because it
it
is
is
a, yeah,
advisable, right? We can
yeah,
take
yeah.
during that
Yes,
time.
yes, yes. If you are prone to, yes.
Done. Thank you.
But anyway, please don't take me otherwise. This is purely personal.
Yeah.
You have to train with what you're doing. Do not try anything new on that day. Make sure that your gels, even to the make and the flavor, matches your liking.
But
So
you know
this is,
what, Shilesh? Lot of even gels no give a lot of bloating also.
that's exactly our telling. So
Uh,
that means there are people who are prone to bloating with
yeah.
4 gels. There are
Yeah.
people who are prone to bloating with 2 gels, and there are
Correct.
some people 8 gels में कुछ नहीं होता है. So
Right.
it is about how you train your gut to
Okay.
take that. So that will happen during this 56 and 50 and 60 and 65. You
Okay.
have to start, slowly making your gut
Mm.
get used to it. So
Understood.
do that now in your long runs and do
Mm.
that. And I used to religiously do it even for a 21. I used to take
Mm.
1 gel, it
Yes.
just to make sure that, I follow that religiously. Every
Done.
1 hour, 1 gel. And I
Done.
followed it during the run as well.
Yeah, that's
Done.
very
Thank
important,
you.
huh, what he said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Right.
your training runs, you have to do it. That's what I told you guys also before. We
Mm.
have to do that now only.
Yeah,
ठीक है.
so
Thank you.
that,
Thank you.
so impact beyond running, I think more important thing is, the last point, inspire others to take on challenge. That's what I'm doing. I am sure that at some point you will be also asked to, talk about, your experience to your small group of people or bigger group of people, and that gives a lot of pleasure in telling what you have done. If you can inspire to others about what you have done, it's a fantastic feeling, isn't it? So that's it. I think I have come to the end. Go get that tiny little, how much is that? 29 diameter. So just over an inch. That's all. And the color depends upon how fast you run. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So that awaits you. I think you have taken the first step. The most difficult part is taking the first step. So you have signed up. You have decided, you have put your neck in the line, and so 80% work is done. Thank you very much. And
Any
finally, I just
questions?
want to say thank you to Sir for giving me this
It's a lovely picture.
opportunity. Yeah, yeah, it's a nice picture in Parsi Hill, one of the training runs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Parsicle we never run. They didn't
yeah,
run so far.
yeah.
Even they didn't go to NCP also this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, NCP also they didn't run.
Oh,
Their Saturday Sundays are not matching also properly. Like all
acha.
idhar udhar
Okay.
ho rahe. They
Uh-huh.
should run NCP also. They should get a good experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, NCPA gives you a lot of humidity, so that's good because when
Mm.
you are in a large part of the Durban area, you have a lot of humidity. It really strikes you that that sultry feeling. So
And
it's
good
nice.
elevation also that side.
Yeah, good elevation. Yes, absolutely.
Nagaraj.
Yes,
Any
sir.
any
Mm.
questions, especially from the first timers?
No, so basically only the same like what Kawal said. See, in our runs now, training runs basically even for 50 and 56, we have been having only both gel and salt capsule. Okay, and we don't eat anything in between. So that's what I also wanted to ask. Since 88, will you really need to eat something in between, or you can follow the same model what we have been doing at least till. So I don't know. 65 also I'll follow the same thing, but for 88, what do you feel?
No,
No,
65 में
technically.
आपको खाना ही पड़ेगा.
नहीं,
हाँ
खाना ही
पड़ेगा
पड़ेगा
अच्छा
सर. सर आपको
अच्छा
कार्ब्स कार्ब्स का कुछ भी फॉर्म आपको खाना ही पड़ेगा. वो बनाना होगा तो बनाना,
Okay.
मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, in our training runs what we used to have a lot of bananas in every
Okay.
training run we used to, and that is a very good sugar which will convert into carbs at some point. Anand, you
Understood.
had a question.
No, no, I don't have a question, but then I think so. I'm just answering to Nagaran sir's question. Agar I've been never eating anything in my life. doing my runs, and I've struggled always.
कौन
But
आनंद है?
now,
हाँ
हाँ
आनंद
मैं बोल रहा हूँ सर
अच्छा, आवाज ये हो गया।
हाँ तो वही बोल रहा हूँ कि मतलब अगर if you're not eating anything or not trained to eat anything, please do it now, or else
100.
you'll struggle.
Yeah,
absolutely.
you will
As simple as
definitely
that.
struggle. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
You
yeah.
need to. I think सर का ही एग्जाम्पल था अपरन
हाँ,
में. सर का 60-65 का टाइम पे सर got really tired and sir backed out, and that was sir has assigned that reason only because of the सर को भूख लगा है. Simple term.
हाँ,
He was his stomach was empty, so he
Understood.
probably hit the carbohydrate wall. you know Nothing else. Sir was very strong, so eating is very important. In a race of 90 kilometers, there is no way you can replenish your
Correct.
carbohydrate with just 30 grams every hour. You need to make sure that when you see a slice of banana somewhere, just pick it up. Don't wait for the thing to hit you. Don't even
एक्चुअली
wait for 65. आपको 50 से ही थोड़ा 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 आप
देना
बनाना
पड़ेगा.
खाना शुरू कर दो.
दूसरा क्या मालूम है, उधर लास्ट तक के से मिलते रहते हैं, बाद में ना खाते खाते आपको भी थोड़ा सा नोसिया जैसे हो जाते हैं, इसके लिए
करेक्ट.
यू हैव
करेक्ट.
टू ब्रिंग योर ओन समथिंग फ्रॉम हियर
या.
ओनली। या
या.
सैंडविच आप खाने का ये करो, या लड्डू लेके आओ, चिक्की लेके आओ, समथिंग लाइक दैट,
या.
थोड़ा
Similar.
थोड़ा थोड़ा खाते रहने का वो,
So
दैट
See,
इज
you
गोइंग
dates
टू हेल्प
help.
यू लॉट।
the other things what you can do is which I have tried and which is it has worked, but most of the time I end up bringing it back. 80% of that is my mom makes like a dry fruit chicky, which
Dry
is
food chicken.
a dry fruit come or dates jada.
Hmm.
Because if you dry food city, you will sometimes you get a very very dry, which is very less moist. So you need to add a lot of dates to make sure the dates part is more and the nut part is less. So you can make that and you can keep slices. Nowadays, even you get this from the stores actually. I don't know how good that is, but घर पे अगर बना सकता है, nothing like that. So then you can have, I used to have about 10, 12 pieces in my waist pouch. I used to carry that with me. That's a very, suppose आपको वो बनाना वाला stall miss कर लिया, you just, because you also skip, 8 stations. It could happen that the station which you missed was having oranges and banana, and the next one is not having it. So in that case, you can pick this up and have one. So we have used that during the run also. You remember, sir? हम लोग
या
भी वो यूज करते थे. But again, please make sure that you, like Anand said, you start it now. Make sure that everything your gut is trained for.
डोंट
Your
वेट
gut,
फॉर द लॉन्ग रन।
yeah,
आपका
absolutely.
साहब
Understood.
वीकेंड रन में चालू कर दो।
Weekend run में भी आप ले सकते हैं, because what you are doing is you are actually training your gut to take it,
Correct.
because your gut behaves very differently when you are tired and when you are running. Your gut, when you are sitting in a couch and then eating, is different. When you are running, is different. That is most of the time people throw up, puke because of that, because their running dynamics makes their gut intolerant to many of the things. So you tend to throw up. You don't
Uh,
want to get into that.
I have experienced it once, like that because I'm not trained during the run
Hmm.
eating.
Hmm.
उधर क्या भूख लग रहा है, खाने के लिए नहीं हो रहा है। I'm
Hmm.
feeling hungry but I can't eat. If I eat, no, I feel like puking.
So yeah, throwing it.
See,
Yeah.
इसके लिए इधर ही खाने चाहिए आपको ट्रेनिंग में। अभी अभी से छोटे छोटे रन में भी, इवन थर्सडेज या थोड़ा सा खा लो, या सैटरडे संडेज थोड़ा थोड़ा खाते रहना।
Yeah. I
प्रैक्टिस।
think two things you have to get used to is one, an early morning start, which means that you have to eat something before your so it starts from your dinner. So early dinner, early bed, getting up early, having a pre-run meal, whatever you like to do it. किसी किसी को ओट्स पसंद है, किसी किसी को बनाना इज गुड इनफ, किसी किसी को डेट्स. बट वट एवर यू ट्राई टू डू
hmm.
इट early because where you there you go, you are actually starting your day at 2:33 in the morning. So you're going to have your breakfast at 2:30 or probably 3:30. So you have to get used to that now in your long run, so that is also something you train your body about.
वेरी
Go into
वैलिड
sleep
पॉइंट।
early. Yeah. Yeah.
एनीथिंग एल्स गाइस?
Thanks, Sreelesh.
राइट।
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you very much,
Yeah, thank you very
everybody.
much, Sreelesh, for your time. Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you so
I'll
much,
record it.
Sreelesh. Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.
I'll
Thank
share
you,
the
and all the
recording
best
with
to
you.
everyone. Yeah.
All right. सब साइलेंट हो गए.
सब सुन के शॉक हो गया.
Yeah.
अभी हम
Okay.
लोग
I think ग्रुप फोटो निकालने का है क्या? सब लोग
अभी तो ज्यादा सब निकल गया है.
निकल गए.
वी आर
Okay.
मेस्मराइज्ड.
हाँ.
श्रीलेश का स्पीच से मेस्मराइज हो गया हम लोग.
अच्छा, अभी हम लोग 4 लोग ही है.
हम लोग अभी bewildered है. क्या वी डोंट हैव वर्ड्स टू से.
ये क्या
हाँ.
पॉज रिकॉर्डिंग करके क्या होला? स्टॉप रिकॉर्डिंग ना?
हाँ, स्टॉप रिकॉर्ड.